You're listening to the RSL Random Fan Podcast, the podcast for Real Salt Lake fans of every age and level of soccer knowledge and experience, even for those who have never played the game. Your hosts are lead instigator and Real Salt Lake fan from the beginning, Brandt Goebel, Major League Soccer OG and national team lover Tyler Thomas, and the kid who keeps them all in line and the only one with any fashion sense whatsoever, Brennan Goebel. On the podcast, they share their random thoughts after every Real Salt Lake match, win or lose. Besides team and game commentary, they work to bring you the highest quality Real Salt Lake and soccer community content. Content that includes interviews with Real Salt Lake insiders, current and former players, and random fans just like you. They also talk soccer from around the world, from the U.S. men's national team to little clubs like Manchester United, Arsenal, and my favorite, Tottenham, and the behemoth that is Crawleytown FC. Enjoy this episode of the RSL Random Fan Podcast.
What'd you say?
Knob-toothed silly goose. Black moose, Marmaduke.
Are we playing the rhymes with game?
I guess.
Are we going?
And action.
All right, it's another episode of the RSL Random Fan Podcast. I'm a host, Brandt Goebel, joined by
Brennan Goebel.
and
Tyler Thomas.
we're talking about a victory for a change.
What? Mixing it up.
Been a rough go. It hasn't been a great streak, but it hasn't been the
Streak's
worst.
over. I declare.
Worst, but
Streak over.
What are you talking about? This is still a fantastic season.
it is.
Yeah.
We're kind of in a bit of a transition with the new players coming in after the getting used to each other. We'll see if they have enough time to
Bond in the locker room and
make a nice run through the playoffs and all the way to the MLS Cup and host the MLS Cup in December in the snow at
With Miami here
yeah.
and
wow,
Messi.
that would be incredible.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Way to put that out in the universe, bro. I like it.
Yeah,
it.
it's going to
good
have
stuff.
to be a fantastic finish, but we can do it. So
Let's
the
do
game
it.
against New England, which was at home, second of two home games in a row, we had in goal Gavin Beavers.
Oh, is it his spot now?
Yep. And then Brown, Glad, Quinton, and Catranis along the back.
Interesting back line.
Vera had some back spasms or something.
I did too, but I didn't. Okay, I did Collins.
Anelli and Ojeda, the engine in the middle. Midfield, we had Lachlan Brook with his first start. Diego Gonçalves.
I thought it was Diogo.
Giogo?
It's
Goncalves.
Diogo Gonçalves. Goncalves? How do you say it?
Goncalves.
What's the little thing under there, the C?
I think it means it's an
Cow.
S.
S?
Oh,
Yeah.
Gonçalves?
Yeah, because it kind of looks like an S if you draw an S all the way out, but it's spelled with a C, but it makes the S sound with the little hook in there.
Is that for real?
That's what somebody told me that
Oh, okay.
fala português.
And then Diego. Excuse me, not
Diego, excuse me.
Diego, not Diogo Luna. And up top, Anderson. I wasn't offside, and then I was.
And then I wasn't, and then I was.
Julio. On the bench, Michelle McMath, Brody, Marcelo Silva made an appearance.
What?
Michael Chang, Hidalgo, Dylan, Crooks, and Mark Zook.
I guess we'll never see Bro Silva again, huh? Not if Marcelo's
Yeah,
back. Huh?
Not if Marcelo's back.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro,
Shoot.
Silva.
So thoughts on the lineup? We were missing a few.
Yeah, in defense, big change back there. I mean, obviously Beavers is not. We can't underestimate the fact that he came in and played well. I think it's his spot now. But last time I said that, McMath started the next game. So what do I know? But results on the field, I definitely leaning towards Beavers over these last.
Well, just from the
6,
last
7
game, you
games,
think? From
yeah.
McMath kind of fumbling that very easy
And then the
block.
The
and
one
just-
against LAFC, and then
Yeah,
the other
he had
one against.
several. He had kind of
He's in a poor run of form. We'll just say that.
Yeah.
Love the guy.
Nothing against him.
No.
No.
I think he's great, and he's done great for us, but he really has been inconsistent.
This year, yeah.
Yeah.
well, he had
especially
a
lately.
great run to start the season. He wasn't making any mistakes, and then he started to, as we used to say, McMath it up, and it's probably cost him
we didn't say
Well,
that for a while. Though.
You'd think maybe how the Pablo's been doing, Wednesday was Beavers and the weekend was McMath. I feel like that kind of ruined quite a bit of their opportunities and their rhythm. You know what I mean? I don't like seeing the goalie get rotated out.
Yeah,
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know that it helped McMath.
No, I think it helped
the
Beavers.
longer that went, the more pressure it put on McMath. And that's probably why he struggled a little bit, because he knew that any mistake he makes is just magnified because you've got all of RSL twittered him and wanting Gavin Beavers.
Come on. It's not like the 11, right, where you're the 10 in front of him, where if you make a mistake, they'll just sub you out. And then that says what it says. You know what I mean? You're not going to sub your keeper mid-game most of the time, unless they're injured, unless they pull a hammy.
Unless they drop 4 in the first half.
Well, then.
No, I disagree.
I've seen that happen, but it's pretty rare that you will see somebody just drop their keeper at halftime.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I saw it in an MLS
So let me
game.
ask you this question then. Would you guys put Beavers in for the rest of the season regardless of his form?
Not regardless of his form, but he would be my starter, and McMath would be my...
So the moment he has a bad game, we're switching him out.
Not the moment he has a bad game, and it would be circumstantial too.
Right.
Right? Of course, because it's all situational. All of it is anyway. Mm-hmm. Right? Because they're both talented keepers.
Yeah.
They're both good, but we're going for great now. And good is kind of the enemy of great, if you've read that book. It's a good book.
What was
Pick
that?
it
Blue's
up in your
Clues?
local bookstore.
What was it?
Good is the enemy of great. Something like that.
Okay, so literally what you said.
I think that's the name of it. It's a business book.
Oh.
I read it like 10 years ago when it was popular. But, good to great. That's what it's called. Good to great. And basically that's the idea is if you're good and you've hit your ceiling, you're there, right? And McMath is good. But Beavers hasn't hit his ceiling yet. So he can be great. So put him in. Let's see if he's great.
Well, back to your point, I would defend McMath and say that I think the pressure is different for the keeper than it is for the other players because
for sure.
Chicho, Julio gets a lot of stick for
and you're
being
getting
offside,
a lot of flow, right, as you're running around and stuff.
The offensive guys can make tons of mistakes and they get cut way more slack than the defensive guys.
Of course, because if you make a mistake, the other team doesn't score, you just lose possession and it rolls out of bounds.
I think the pressure on McMath is more than any other player on the team, and maybe it's a little bit inflicted pressure, but he knows that he makes one mistake next week, Beavers may have his job. So the more that mounted and the more often that Beavers kept getting some games, the more pressure that puts on McMath. And I don't know that it was fair for either of them. Pick one and go with it.
Remember when this happened years ago with Nick Raimondo and Chris Seitz? Chris Seitz was the up-and-comer. Chris Seitz was going to take over any minute. Chris Seitz was getting paid more than Raimondo. He had like a better contract.
Didn't he get some national team love
Got
too?
some youth national team. He came up through the youth national team, so he was a stud. And Raimondo just never let him on the field. He just kept outplaying him left and right until finally we let Seitz go or traded him or whatever
What an
happened.
incredible
He ended up
keeper,
in Dallas.
And no one's saying that. I'm not suggesting that McMath is anywhere near Nick Raimondo by any stretch of the imagination, but I think there was a lot of pressure on him, and he held up well for a while, but it just kind of built
Pressure
up.
makes diamonds, babies.
Yeah, well,
Let's go.
Wait, it makes diamond babies or baby diamonds?
Diamond baby.
Oh, it makes diamond. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think the conversation is over for now. Beavers is the keeper, which is how Pablo said it when we asked him after the game.
Yeah, and how'd that go?
Pretty good, man. We said, "What's up, Pobs?" And he's
You said
like,
Pobs? You said Pobs again?
No, I didn't ask.
Oh,
I didn't ask
okay.
any questions. I didn't get handed the mic.
Oh.
So.
Were you reaching for
I
it?
went to hand it to Jesus.
Oh no, it was the dude behind me who wanted to go
okay.
first, and then you gave the mic away, and I was like, "Oh, well, that was probably my opportunity."
There was our chance.
Because this guy was about to go, and you just didn't even see him, and just started talking.
Yeah.
He's like,
I missed that. So yeah, I wanted to get some questions in, but
Get it in, dude. What'd you ask him?
That's
I
what she
asked
said.
him about if it was going to be keeper by committee or are things going to change.
Yeah, what'd he say?
He said the pivots need to make sure that they're pivoting. Morale
Don't
needs to be
pivot.
morale.
No, he basically says
Mentality.
he kind of hem-hawed around it. I was trying to be incredibly tactful.
Yeah.
But moving forward, Beavers is probably the Beavers starting role. And you did mention that we gave up an easy.
Oh yeah, the last game.
Last game,
Easy
there was
stop.
an easy early goal that I think that was the nail in the coffin for
Yeah.
him.
Well, and then Brennan asked him what positives he could pull out of that game.
in that
and
game.
he was
He was
not
like-
ready for that.
I was like,
question.
what? I thought you guys were going to be rude to me. Oh, yeah.
So
Us hard-hitting media members.
I'm just so nervous to ask questions.
No, I don't mind asking a hard question as long as it's like fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
I
why
don't want to come out mean like, hey, that guy sucked this game. Are you gonna bench him? You know, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
no, you have to try and think of how they do it in the real world, professionals,
Yeah.
and ask professional.
Here's the
professional
stat
questions.
line. It's easier in basketball, right? That's what I'm most familiar with. The other sport that
Oh, I thought you were
ever
like a
played
pro soccer
growing up.
player.
Almost,
no,
almost.
Almost.
No, I almost made a community college team, dude. Come on, you're giving me
Hey, I
way
made a
more
community
credit.
college tennis team.
Nice, bro. You played more professional than I did. But I thought the other crazy combo in the lineup was Quinton and Brown. And I was like, ooh, maybe Brown was brought in to be our starting right back.
We got to talk about good old Brown.
Let's do.
The boy balled in this game,
Impressive. And
especially on the tenacity of defending, to me.
on the way back, especially on the way back. Like when they were in possession and they have the move, he was really good at covering on the run backwards. That was really impressive. I agree with that. The biggest thing, though, is that he started over Hidalgo. And that makes me really happy because I really wanted Pablo to start like getting on his players about having bad games.
Yeah.
Hidalgo has had like, 2 or 3 pretty terrible games. Not terrible, but
He's in his
Subpar.
poor run of form. You kind of run up, and then you
Yeah,
do a little dip, and then you go up again, hopefully. But
yeah, and same
Little
with like
dip in
Brody.
form.
Brody last year, he had quite a bit of those, and we still hung in there.
yeah.
And I don't like seeing that
Well, especially that probably means that nobody's really pushing for
behind
that
him.
spot.
Yeah,
And you want to see him have a bad game and take a seat on the bench because the next guy's ready,
yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah. I love that too. And I love that Brown stepped in and balled. And I also, I went back and watched like the last 5 goals that were given up by Real Salt Lake. And it seemed like Vera was like disinterested in 4 of them. You know what I mean? Like he was like, we got this, or like, I'm not really going to go all out and dive here, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so Quentin came in and balled out.
One
Which-
thing,
I mean, on defense, especially.
yeah, and having that tall of a person in the crossing is really, really great because there was a couple balls that they put in there that he didn't really do much with the ball in the air, but he did a lot of work before the ball left the air, and he was in a really good position. So that way, when he was marking somebody, they had to have a different ball come in. It wasn't an easy opportunity.
Yeah, that way when Chang sent the ball in, it just missed him anyway, even
Oh,
though he's
man.
6'8" or whatever.
But one thing that Quentin really,
7'4". He's 7'4".
one thing
he
that
dunks on Mark Eaton for fun.
May he rest in peace,
him and
Mark
Yao
Eaton.
Ming, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, damn. Okay.
You
But
know
no,
Matt Marquine passed away?
no, I did not know that.
yeah,
Well, a lot of people
Yeah,
didn't
big
even know he
53.
played basketball. So
yeah. If you don't know, Mark Eaton played for the Jazz.
you know what? I was on the junior
Club
jazz
legend.
team, and one year they randomly give every single person a
Yeah.
Mark Eaton bobblehead.
No,
Yeah,
And you have it?
No one on my team knew who that was.
really?
No idea.
Wow.
Like we were just like,
You're
why did we
so
get
young.
this? Like, and he's like, oh, it's a guy that used to be on the Jazz. I was like, so he's not even playing right now, and you're giving us a bobblehead of him?
You're like, he's a legend, bro.
It's like, can we get
What
John
a-
Stockton or?
What do we got in the warehouse?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, Mark Eaton, he was hit. Strangely enough, it was a similar situation, not a drunk driver, but he got hit riding a bike.
Yeah, same thing as
No way.
Sean Bradley.
Sean
Bradley got paralyzed, and Mark Eaton passed away.
And
Oh, wow.
well, we had the NHL player,
Yeah,
and his
same
brother
thing.
this week.
See,
hit by a
that's
drunk
that's
driver.
why like bicycles need to be off the road. Let's just say it right now.
People driving.
No, it's
poorly.
not going to get better. I mean,
No,
you're going to
people
tell
are-
the
people are
masses not
just
to be on their
gonna-
phone. Yeah, good luck with that.
Oh my gosh, dude! Sometimes I do want to sideswipe people that are on their phones. It's just a little, not like hurt them, but just like a little.
Oh, dude, do you know
like,
what's the best now?
Like if you're in like, NASCAR or something,
Yeah.
you'd just be like, beep.
Oh, the best part
Yeah.
now is like I'm on my motorcycle and I can just look
Oh,
at you,
dude.
and then they get so like, oh no,
I better
because
put
I'll just
that
be like
on.
loud because it's loud, and I'll get up next and I'll just look at them and they'll be like, and just put their phone down, and I'm
Phone
like,
of
yeah,
shame,
that's
look.
right. But anyways, no, sorry. Can I get back to what I was going to say?
Yeah. Please do.
No,
So-
I'm just. No, you can't. I just want.
You can't slap people during the podcast.
So, anyways,
I was a huge Mark Eaton fan. I really was.
oh, that's because he came in there with the elbows and he got in real tight.
The Jazz would have won a title if Mark Eaton didn't have to retire. He had a bad back.
Oh, really? Carrying the team that long, you get a bad back.
Well, yeah. Well, I think he was incredibly important to that team.
Oh my
And
goodness!
Greg,
What year
Greg
was
Ocean-
Right before.
Late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, like he was on the team when Stockton and Malone got drafted, and when they were coming up, then he faded off.
I think they went to the finals 93, 94, or something like that. And like the year before, I think he had to retire. He had a bad back.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
it was rough.
Totally underrated player. Anyway.
Okay, back to Quentin. One
Yes.
thing that I think he massively improved on
Uh,
was his possession. When he had the ball, he did not let it get too far away from him. He had his eyes up after every touch, and he was connecting the passes, which was really nice because that's what Glad needs on the other end, because Glad is going to have that expectation that if he gets pressure, he should be able to have two outlets, not just Beavers or McMath. He needs to have his other center back available. And Quentin was on the ball. It was really nice.
and I don't know if you guys remember this, but even before Vera kind of cemented that left inner center back, I've always loved him out on the left.
Should we just call it a left inner thigh?
The left
inner
channel
thigh,
stopper.
just
I
right
don't know,
here.
whatever you want to call
He
it.
cemented himself in
But
there.
what it kind of made me excited for is maybe at times we can put Katranis up a little more
And run true three.
and run 3 or 4 in the
Well,
back.
that's what they've been doing.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, well,
So
that brings us to the next topic. Our boy Katranis.
yeah.
People have figured him out already. Defenses have really locked him up, and we haven't allowed our pivots to really play off of him very well. No give and goes, nothing down the side. I mean, he's wanting to be that true fullback in a 4-4-2 and just running, you know what I mean, like all the way up. But
I
don't
think he wants to be Zinchenko for Arsenal. That's what I think. He wants to kind of tuck
No, he wants to be-
inside
no, a
and
better
then get
player.
out
A
wide,
better team, better foundation.
and then knock the ball in,
Yeah.
right? Like, but
more like a Shaw from Man United. You know what I mean? Like a true left back that comes in and can really cross the ball.
he's like a
no
bowling
nonsense.
ball.
No
He's not
nonsense
a,
play.
He's not a left back. He's a bowling
Oh, he's
ball.
a
man.
left back. He's a true left back.
He's a kick him.
I will
kick
say,
him left back.
talking about the defense and that back line, there are 3 players that I believe are almost at their ceiling and it wouldn't hurt my feelings if RSL made changes. Maybe
Meaning
not
what?
all at the same time. And this is
Okay,
this
let's
is
put him-
heresy.
Okay, let's number one.
Okay, so Glad's at his peak.
who can we no
Justin
longer
Glad.
interview? Oh, we can't interview Justin Glad anymore.
Oh,
Okay,
he's on his peak.
Justin's
Andrew
gone.
Brody,
Andrew Brody.
Brody's probably past his peak.
Bodie Doggo.
Oh,
Brody's
Bodie,
not
we
at
just
his
extended his
peak.
contract.
I know.
Come
I
on, he's
think-
like 20.
I think those 3 players. I think Bodie obviously he's the youngest, but I think those 3 players might be closer to their ceilings than we hope them to be.
I think Glad is going to start looking bad if others around him don't step up. I think Glad is a perfect foundation for our back line. Realistically, he's maybe 2-3 mistakes in a year.
Oh no, he's had plenty this year. He's
Okay.
had the last 2 seasons.
Well,
Had
it
some
depends on what you're-
uncharacteristic
Wait,
It
wait,
mistakes.
depends on what you're qualifying as mistakes, like missed passes going forward, or
He's
like
had some
straight
terrible-
up fall on your face and let Bowanga walk in on goal.
He's
right?
had
Like,
a couple of those early this season, but he's kind of figured it out. But also, I don't know that I don't know he's as strong on the defensive side, strong in the air as he needs to be. He's never bulked up like everybody has expected him to. Get a little more size and presence back there.
I mean, I
Yeah.
stood next to him. He was a presence.
I mean, if you're expecting Olave, yeah,
No,
then
and I'm
Glad
not.
hasn't bulked up yet.
I'm not. I just think if
Bobble that head, dude. Bobble that Olave head. No, that's Krylock.
This is Morales.
This is Olave.
Oh,
It's Olave, dude. Come on, man.
He's a coach.
oh, you got a
Come
coach
on,
bobblehead. I was like, who is
There's a
this
Coach
dude?
bobblehead on the
What is
desk.
this?
It is Olave, yeah.
Does he have a Monarchs thing, or does he know?
He's got the same haircut I do.
Yeah, he's
Come
got the
on,
Monarchs.
man.
This is old, man.
Well, you want to
What a nice guy.
with the Monarchs. He is.
He
a nice
was
guy.
impressively nice.
Oh, did you talk to him?
No, the last time when me, you,
Oh yeah,
when we like talked to him, I was like, no way, that's Olave.
right.
And he's just having like a chill conversation, hanging out.
yeah, cool guy.
Yeah.
huh?
So I wouldn't necessarily say you got to get rid of them. I'm just saying those 3 players have concerned me that they're at their peak, and we'll see how it goes. And RSL has shown this season that they are willing to wheel and deal. So we'll see what happens. But they could all prove me wrong.
Well, now you got Brown. Now you got Brown in that position. Hidalgo is going to have to work way harder. Brody is going to be like in the dust almost. He's probably our temporary backup left back. I mean, that's who he came in. Didn't he come in for Kratranis in this game?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's
maybe.
When Katranis was gassed at the end.
yeah. So I mean, that's probably going to be his role moving forward. He's going to be back seat, which we've been asking
is
for
good.
a long time. But it's kind of sad.
That's good that he's there. I mean,
But it's sad.
and he's a veteran backup now, right?
Yeah.
Come in, do the dirty work,
He's a
eke
quality
out the
player.
wins, pull a Michael Chang.
I would have paid probably about $2 million to have him like not start last year. Like literally, I would have been like, okay, let's sell a player just so Brody doesn't have to start. And now that like he's not starting, like I'm actually like kind of sad. Like watching him, it was like 8 minutes plus 5, so like 13 minutes, and watching him like work and stuff. It's like, oh, he's like a classic MLS guy. Like
Yeah.
he just puts in the work.
Yeah, you want guys like that on your team. You can't have a team,
Especially
full
in
of them,
MLS, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's the kind of guy that can go to the Monarchs and be a good example on the Monarchs when they need him. That kind of stuff. Just be all
Get
around.
ready to just drop him from the
No, like just in
18,
case
20,
you need,
whatever, yeah.
you need professionals like that, veterans that
Can
can
lead,
show the
yeah.
young guys this is how you stick to a team. You find your home and you can stick there for 6-8 years.
Yeah.
So also in the midfield, Ojeda and Anelli played relatively well.
Yep.
Oh.
Ojeda was covering so much ground, man.
Dude, we
He
got
was covering up, he was covering down, and they play so well together. Like when Ojeda makes the run, and Ellie just slides right into the middle and covers so much ground too. To just beast ball, man. I love it.
Honestly, without these two, we do not have a winning season.
Oh, for sure.
We don't have a winning season.
Or we don't have the season we're having. That's for
Right. And it's a winning season. Are we
Yeah, we're winning.
What are we,
We're winning
fourth
in
right now?
third still.
third?
Still
We're in third. Smoke on that, everybody else. No.
We're still having a good season, even though we had a 4 games of not good stuff.
Right. But,
that's
you
all
know,
right.
it's better than, 3 months of that.
Yeah.
So the only thing I'm concerned with is these guys are incredible right now. We throw in Palacio, not Palacios. Everyone around me in the stupid stadium that says Palacios,
Who
there's
said
no
that,
S.
dude?
Everyone.
Really?
Everyone in section 25 to 26, 30, whatever.
Really?
They're like, Palacios. I'm like, he's not plural.
No, dude.
Like, he's
There's-
just one person. And
We
it's
could use a
Palacio.
couple.
It's not like Thomas where it ends in an S, and
Nope.
that doesn't make it plural. Yeah,
Anyway,
that's confusing.
I
but,
prefer Tomas.
Yeah.
okay.
Toma. Tomate.
We are going to run into a humongous issue if we continue to work Ojeda the way we are working Ojeda.
That's what I'm saying.
And Anelli too. You're starting to see the downsides of Anelli too, because I mean he was getting gas pretty early, but in 3-4 months ago, that guy could go all day. We need to come up with a different formation so that way we're not running this style of play.
Well, I think
every
we
game.
do rely on them a lot.
It's everything's through the pivots.
Yeah,
Everything.
but that's the way we play.
I hate it
You-
because
you don't like that?
no, because if we run like a 4-4-2, that is going to allow for more things to position-wise change. Catranis can move up. We can run into a 3-back. We can have 5 in the mid. We're still 2 in the front, giving us more ability to allow Ojeda and Anelli to be less of a marathon runner, more of a quality passer type of deal.
Yeah.
But I'm also old school. But anyway.
Well, and they kind of flip flop, and Anelli usually takes a backseat to Ojeda attacking.
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah, like if the ball comes to both of them, Anelli backs up.
Well, and also, as
Unless
soon as
Ojeda
Palacios
takes
on, it's Ojeda or Nelly are going to be the attacking. Like,
Yeah.
Palacio is that anchor in the back. But I don't like it.
You don't?
I don't. And especially when we got homeboy, number 10, not understanding what he can do.
Yeah, I don't know that Gonçalves has found his spot yet.
He hasn't, and I don't blame him for it because he just got thrown into it after being here for like 2 days. He's just like, "Oh, your visa's good. Let's go." Like, no practice
and
needed.
Then and your boy Chicho.
Oh, yeah, he
didn't
gets
even
hurt.
He
Yeah.
played one half of the 2 games you've played together. So I get that. You know what I mean? There and for me, it was still a good performance, but I think it's funny because we said this with Crooks when Crooks was playing that same spot. We were like, "Oh, I hope he can start to connect more thoroughly."
Yeah.
And now we threw in Gonçalves, and he didn't solve all our problems.
Nope. And I think
So maybe it's not that person. Maybe it's the spot.
I don't know if that's the case. Watching the game, watching the opportunities that we could have had, there was a couple breakaways where we were able to get the ball past their defensive line, get runs. We had 2 people up on one person, and our intelligence when it comes to certain situations where we have the edge
Yeah.
is like down to 0 almost.
It was like 2-on-1, and we didn't really get a shot off. You remember that one?
It was like all of
Gonçalves
us
broke in
on the
and
right
I was like,
side.
take
Yeah.
a touch to the middle, and his touch went wide.
There was a couple of crosses that were beautiful.
He's at the end line with no pressure on him, and like, why do people take such horrible angles? You're an angles guy,
Yeah.
tennis man, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to take good angles.
Yeah, I don't think that it's funny. I don't think we have any creativity realistically.
Well, I think Luna brings some, but
That he brings it up like nobody's business. But I mean, we put Anderson Julio in there. He doesn't have the creativity to use somebody else. You know, Luna, he can be by himself or he can use multiple people and find creativity, find new passes. Diogo, I was expecting, coming from like the Champions League and all that fun stuff and having all that, I was expecting runs similar to what Crooks does. And Crooks off the ball runs are just brilliant, and
he's almost always moving.
And he's never stagnant, but he's always effective off the ball, and nobody can connect to him. Like when you're sitting there and you're watching it from above, and you're like, if I was on the ball, I would have saw that.
I would have hit them.
I would have been like, boom,
Yeah.
ball right here. I know where you're going.
There was one play, since we're talking about this, but it was in the second half. Wasn't it? Yeah, it was the second half. Where Crooks gets the ball to Chang, and Crooks
makes it run to the corner. Is that one?
No, it was in the middle,
Okay.
and there was no one on either side of Crooks for 20 yards. It looked like
Just kick it right back to him, dude.
Just kick it right in front of him,
And he chose to go left.
And Crooks is 1-on-1 with the keeper. Now, he may not shoot. He hasn't figured that out. But Chang just gets the ball, turns, and passes it.
Like total robotic.
Yeah.
Robotic, I've been trained
I
to
know.
keep my head
It's
down.
just like, man, it just one pass back. And that's where I think Brennan's right with the creativity and just figuring out how to play with each other. Early on in the season, RSL was like playing some absolutely beautiful team soccer. And then I don't know where it went. I think Chicho got injured. And Gomez was kind of looking to carry the team, and the selfishness kind of got in, and it just kind of broke up what they were doing. Maybe it was just a flash in the pan, but I think that's been the problem. Hasn't been the middle; it's been the back, giving up too many goals, and the front, the forwards,
wasting too many opportunities.
We had a lot of opportunities. I didn't count them, but we had.
In this game?
Yeah. It should have been 3 at halftime. I mean,
I honestly, I
the
was literally
expected
thinking
goals was like 2 point something.
I know. At the half, I was literally thinking, you know what Tyler would say right now? he would freaking say, we should have had like 4 or 5 goals by now. And then my logical head is like, well, if we score one goal, it changes the entire outcome of the game, so these opportunities don't present themselves in the same way.
It's true though.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the first half. Most of the first half, the first 15. I was trying
Wait,
to
did
keep
we end
track.
we ended the first half in 0-0?
No, it was 1-0.
No, we scored right at the
it was
end.
the
Anderson Julio got the nice steal. And
right
But
there.
Brooke should have scored.
Brooke,
He didn't put that to the
Lachlan
corner.
Brooke,
on the 8th minute.
Since we've been going over the roster, I really like Lachlan Brook. He may not be Gomez-esque. Maybe they're expecting him to be more like Luna, but I think the guy brings intangibles. He's kind of like the Anelli and the Brody. He's going to bring.
Yep.
He may not be that finishing touch may be lacking, but the effort is never going to be.
He's there. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I understand. Those are the kind of players mixed in with some Gonzalez and hopefully Crooks and Chicho. Those are the kinds of plays that really open it up for the offense by having that kind of play. And I think that's kind of what we've been missing. The hustle guys haven't played it as well as they were, and the guys up top have just not been able to find the back of the net.
So the thing with Lachlan Brook, though, is he is way too fast for our rhythm at the moment. I've been in the same situation. So like I started on a brand new team that didn't have girls, which was incredible. You know,
what?
Yeah, I was always stuck on the one team that had like half girls. But anyways, I got switched to a new team, and I was so much faster than what they were playing that I always got caught like wanting the ball in a perfect spot, nothing happening. And I see that a lot with Lachlan. He has the right movement, he has the right ball handling, but his timing is one step too fast to be
especially
a benefit.
for Crooks.
Yeah. And I think after a couple games when he gets that rhythm and finds that cadence at where everybody moves, he will be, I think, a little bit better than Gomez because his eyes are never forward. They're
Better
always
than
around.
Gomez?
Yeah, 1,000%.
Wow, dude. Wow.
Yeah, he has a higher ceiling than Gomez. Gomez, you can tell by the way he runs. He's kind of like Anderson Hulu. He has a very narrow stride where when he dribbles, he can't really change direction too fast without having to stop the ball. And Lachlan can pivot and move just like a Nelly and Ojeda. Ojeda's a lot better, but they have the ability to move in greater angles.
And we'll see if he can find his finishing touch because that in the first half he should have scored.
Yeah, but
it was him on keeper and keeper won because he put it like 6 feet in.
Well, you know, when you play in the MLS,
no,
you know,
I get it.
When you play in the
that
MLS,
ball, bro.
No. But
come on,
what happens
that
is
ball.
There is a mental block that you have that is very hard for you to keep that ball in goal. Like you can try to keep it on frame, but it's not going to be very good. But the moment that ball goes past the goalie, it's like something opens up in your head, and now everything becomes way more natural, and you're building all this information.
Somehow that goal gets bigger.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like basketball players say, the rim gets bigger.
It's
a huge hole.
Well, it's like when somebody hits a serve at me real fast, and then I just time it just right. It's just like, smooth sailing from here.
Yeah. Well, and I kind of want to go back to the 29th minute and what happened there as Ojeda got a goal. And everybody thought it was a goal until all of a sudden the flag was up like 30 seconds later. Like was Apple TV just covering it poorly? Like, and then they replayed the replay and he's onside. He's even with that guy.
Oh, I think he's off.
His left shoulder is in front of the defender.
No, go back.
They'll have, okay.
Look at where they paused it. They paused it at where he passed him.
That's it.
It's just the dumb thing there. Just like
right
yeah,
there.
like
See,
so
look, making contact.
Yeah, so
he's off.
If you pause it where he's doing it, watch. Go back there.
One more time.
Again. Now push that big double line, that 11.
One more.
The 11.
Again, right there. Bam.
Okay. So check that out. They're right at the 18. They're in line with each other.
He hasn't touched the ball.
Ahead.
He hasn't touched the ball, and his left shoulder's in front. Right there. He's
Right
touched
there.
the ball, left shoulder's in front.
Yeah.
Okay, so but he's MLS onside, right? He's not
changed.
Premier League onside. Draw a line. Prove that he's offside, right? That's what I'm saying, right?
Oh.
Like if you go back and you review this, you're not going to call that off, right?
I call it offside.
Yeah, that looks like offside to me.
Looks offside.
You would review that and say that's offside because if you MLS review it, it has to be definitively offside.
Yeah, that's offside, man.
Come on now.
We just got done watching the Olympics and all the track and field. We know where the line is.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Ojeda's like, what in the world just happened there, bro? And honestly, I didn't see it either. Right, so they pause it right there, and so the defender's stepping, but his foot's out, but his butt's out, but you don't know which way he's leaning. It looks like Anderson's leaning forward, right? And you've seen him draw lines. Sometimes they draw lines, and the guy's shoulder is down or his hip's out, or you know what I mean. And so that's why in MLS, they don't go back and go down to great detail.
Well,
and so I looked at that, and I'm like, good, he's on. It's a good goal.
Since nobody can see this, but you can see that white part is his leg. His leg's in front of the defender, too. This white part is his sock, is his foot right there.
Oh, okay, because when I paused it right there, it looked like the defender's shoulder.
Yeah, that's his
No,
foot.
I think that's his foot right there. So
It's yellow, not white?
just yellow on top and then white sock, right foot.
You can
right
see
there.
his yellow sock? Sticking out?
His
Or is
white-
that guy's
his white cleat,
white shoulder?
his shoes?
Oh, we got to increase the intensity here. We're getting real technical here, guys.
Yeah, see, that's his knee. That's his leg.
Okay, so he's a shoulder offside.
Yeah.
Is that? No, I'm trying to be fair. I'm trying to be fair. But I watched the replay and I was like, nah, he's MLS onside.
No, I can see.
You know what I'm
where-
saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
Close enough. But because they called him offside, then they had to prove that he wasn't offside. And so Anelli or Ojeda, what a cool finish, dude. He roofed that ball. I was so pumped. I was jumping up and down. Everybody's looking at me like I was an idiot because I was out in the middle of the woods camping. Everybody's like, what is up with Tyler? I'm like, don't worry about it, dude.
Then
good.
Diogo had a similar opportunity and skied it. Tried to roof it and it went past.
Yeah, yep. And then, like, right after that, they came down and a ball came across. And who was it that was kind of bodying up there? It was Catranis. If you jump back. You're going to have to jump back. I'm not at the controls. There you go. Yeah.
There.
And then the ball comes across, and Beavers comes to cover, and Catranis is like boxing
down.
out Boateng, and Boateng shoves him over and then just kicks Beavers. And I don't know if he's like so little that it was like a gnat kicking him, that he was like, oh, I don't care, this dude just kicked me. Because the ball was way gone. He caught it and fell over, and then he kicked him. Like, it seemed really obvious that should have been a yellow card, at least. But, you know.
How many yellow cards did he have?
I'm no Fotis Basakos.
That was it.
I think it was just one.
Yeah, I saw that.
3
I was
total?
like, dude, that's a weird play. And I went back and watched it again,
It was
and I
two
was
total.
like,
It was one for each.
it was a weird
I don't know
play.
why the
the one
that you
created
the wrong. Those are
Yeah,
false
but like,
numbers?
they're all wrong.
but what, I mean,
Oh, okay.
that looked like a clear yellow card. Keeper catches it, falls to the ground, and then the guy kicks him. Seemed pretty obvious. But Quentin was like, but it's Boateng, so maybe he's just so tiny that, like,
And he used to.
should
be
I go over and push him over with my hip, or what should I
He
do?
used to be a
you know, Like,
player, man.
He used to be an RSL killer.
yeah.
That was back.
I
with
think
the
that's why they
Galaxy.
played him. But he didn't do it. And then,
What a
right
talent.
after that, in the 37th minute, we gave the ball away. And if you pause it right here, yeah. So Beavers on his left foot, we've talked about this before, he goes to clear the ball, clears it right to New England, and they hit it right back down.
No,
and
this
that
one he
came right
passes.
back
He
down,
passes
right?
up the middle, and Ojeda does a flick ball to the outside.
Oh, this is Ojeda's ball flicked
Yeah.
out to, he didn't see the guy coming up.
No,
Brooklyn
and
Jeff.
then it's out, and then we're still alive, and we're
Oh,
happy.
okay. That wasn't that play?
No.
Gotcha. So it was this play, then? No. Last
Is it
play.
one?
Well,
You know what I'm saying. They had a couple stingers that went right to Beavers, which was good.
looking at the first 25 minutes or so, RSL really had the run of play.
Oh, yeah, for
They
sure.
were on them, and but it wasn't until like it was from the 19th to the 30th minute, it was kind of you could feel New England getting into the game, and then that's right before Ojeda had got the goal, and then New England, after the RSL goal was called back, I think that's when they really had a ton of the ball in the first half, and it was just build up after build up. So anyway, any other thoughts?
Let's talk about the goal.
Well, yeah,
to
right
the
before
goal.
the goal, it was kind of a cool setup that happened where Anderson, we're kind of watching Anderson try to spin somebody and then fall over. Anyway, so Boateng tries to break away, and Ojeda takes him down because Brown should have taken him down, but didn't. And so Ojeda kind of got caught behind him and took him down. And then the next play, they passed it back to their goalie, and in walks Anderson Julio for the tap-in, which was great. But, I mean, it came after, like, some really tough play by us to shut down their attack and keep them back.
Well, what was really cool about that goal was he anticipated it because he was already sprinting back, but then the angle that he had to take to score that was a narrow margin to make it in. Like that was honestly scary. I was like, yeah, he's going to steal this ball, but I mean that first touch was so wide that he had a nasty angle to get back in there from left to right.
Yeah.
So the fact that he got it in, and he was like maybe like 4 or 5 inches from the post. So that was a great touch.
I held my breath because Anderson on his left foot. I mean, he doesn't scored a lot of goals on his left foot, right? And I was like, "Oh boy, do it, dude, do it!"
And it kind of felt because this is what stoppage time. It kind of felt like it was one of those like, okay, yeah, we should have gotten a goal. Like it didn't feel like the cheer of like, yeah, we got one. It was kind of just like relief. Yeah, it was just like, dude, finally, like we should have had way more.
Yeah.
Well, it was like finally after the last couple of games. Too.
Yeah.
RSL finally. There was one play in the 37th minute. That was when Giogo had the nice cross and Anderson Julio just couldn't get his toe to it. If he gets a toe on that thing.
He totally mistimed his lunge towards the ball.
So,
it's too bad because it was a good ball with pace, you know.
Going to halftime up 1-0. Oh, excuse me. Well-deserved 1-0 halftime score. And as Tyler pointed out, it should have been more.
Yeah.
Because RSL was all over them. Should we go into halftime?
I don't know. Are you the host?
Yeah. I'm a host.
He's the A host.
Chacon!
All right, guys. As promised, we have brought to you our very first sponsor. Our very first sponsor. And it's something that we care very much about here at the RSL Random Fan Podcast. And it's the I Love You Bro project.
We're not joking.
No.
We love you, bro.
Yeah, love you, bro. And the I Love You Bro project was brought about by a friend of mine named Joe Tui Aana. And Joe walked up to a guy on a bridge one time and said, I love you, bro. And the guy came back off the bridge, and they became good friends. It's a really cool story. You can look it up, iloveyoubroproject.org. And Joe's out there to let men in the age group of 35 to 64, they're the most susceptible to suicide. They account for more than double the national average. And U.S. suicide rates are 4 times higher in men. And so the twofold mission of the I Love You Bro project is, one, to promote hope, wellness, and a better quality of life for all men by addressing their mental health needs, social and emotional issues, and also ongoing self-improvement. And number 2 is to change the toxic social stigma shadowing men's mental health by being a leader in educating, inspiring, and empowering men everywhere. Go to iloveyoubroproject.org and sign up to either donate or participate in helping your fellow man by either sponsoring. There's company sponsorships as well. Joe and the coalition over there are out to make the world a better place, and we at the RSL Random Fan Project, or RSL Random Fan Podcast, care a lot about you. And honestly, I don't know if you guys know this, but 80% of the people that listen to the RSL Random Fan Podcast are male.
Really?
So, yeah, depending on the week to week, but
probably in that age group too.
Yeah, right in that age group. So, target market, guys. You are the target market. We love you, bro. And I love you, bro, project.org.
Yeah, we've had some ideas. We need to put something together and do something with Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. We're starting that coming up this week. So
I got 2 more years left. So
yeah. You're almost there.
I'm almost the target market.
Love you, bro.
Thanks, man. I'm going to survive for 2 more years.
Hang in there.
Yeah, there you go.
The other thing is, too, the 20%. How you doing? The women.
Hey, lady.
Please, we're all taken. Please leave a comment, subscribe, tell us how bad we are. Go on Reddit. Let us know what you want to talk about. The clothing, huh? Hairdos, What do you want?
You know what? I think that was part of the game that changed. We went yellow. You know?
And generally, I don't think we do very well at yellow.
And not at home, but I think we needed to switch up the mojo a little bit.
Yeah, I'm glad we
And
did.
so we went with the yellow.
And the blue shorts.
Yeah.
Blue shorts is always key.
Yeah, you
I
got
don't
to
like
go
the
with
yellow
blue
and yellow.
shorts. No.
And if we do yellow in the final, we're not going to win.
No, especially against Messi.
Yeah, quote me
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
Imagine,
But it will be in the
imagine
snow.
him in the snow. Do you know what'd be even more ironic or like perfect destiny is we're up 2-1 and it's like 5 minutes left. Brody's in. The ball gets played to him. It's snowing. Messi goes to get him, slides. What does Brody do? Flicks it over him, runs around,
And finishes
it, and we win 3-1. 3-1.
Well, he kicks it over, flicks it over him, and then turns around, kicks snow on him, gets the ball back, and then
No, just points at him.
so
Yes, that would be the
Full circle.
full circle moment.
And
for
then Brody will retire after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go out on top as a champion.
Yeah.
All right. That's Brennan's vision for the second half of the season.
all right, orange slices.
Now to a more realistic view, Brandt. What do you have as an orange slice?
Yeah, I'm gonna give mine to Brooke. I thought Lachlan Brooke came in, he played well. I like his dynamic. He's also one of the tiny shin guard gang.
Yeah, he's
I
part of
like-
the Luna and him
Almost
and who
no
else?
shin guard.
Yep. I saw Luna putting in his shin guards one day. I don't know if it was a game or what it was, and it was just a piece of paper.
Piece of paper.
I'm
huh?
pretty sure it was just.
You
a
didn't
piece
even
of
go with cardboard.
paper. Yeah, it was
No.
just like
No, it was
like
one of
a
those
piece
what are they called? Dutch Bros coffee sleeves. he just puts it around his ankle and then
It was literally like a piece of paper.
Yeah, it has to be Dutch Bros though, because that's
it's
where
Dutch
he
Bros.
worked.
Yeah, that's where
right?
you got the sponsorship. From.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
just like cardboard. Just right there.
Yeah, perfect.
So mine went.
They don't
mine went
sponsor us; they sponsor him.
Yeah.
for Lachlan
Yeah.
Brook. What about you guys?
Brennan.
Dude, I just
I got two, so I'll let you take one. Go ahead.
okay. I'll take Ojeda.
Okay.
I'm gonna take Ojeda because, gosh, that guy's on a swivel. Options anywhere. I mean, just workhorse. But I feel like I'm just saying that every single time.
No, he deserves it. He deserves it. That's who I was going to talk about. But since
Oh.
you did,
Oh, you're gonna talk about Nelly?
no.
Okay, then I choose a Nelly.
Okay.
I think Nelly getting up in people's business was incredible. Sorry, I thought you were going to do one of those.
No, do that. Do
Um,
that. That's good.
And Nelly was so great on the ball this game, and he didn't really muff up too many passes. I really, dude, I can't get enough of them. So good.
Yeah, and Gonsalves pressured that
Mm-hmm.
ball. He was getting after it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really that Anelli was covering in behind, right? That's
Yeah.
why he felt great to pressure up and get that Julio tap in. I mean, it's a tap in, but it's still pass from way out. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, and so I'll go with Brian Ojeda. the least shocking of all time. But I think Ojeda is running this team right now, and he's got a lot of tools in his pocket, and he just pulls out his Swiss Army knife, and he just uses whatever skill he needs: corkscrew, blade, scissors. What else is saw blade if you need
Saw
them?
blade.
Whatever else is it? I
Nail
never had
cutters.
one of those growing up.
File.
But yeah, anyway, he was the Swiss Army knife. He did whatever we needed, and he did it well, and he did it over and over and over. And I think at halftime, Caleb Porter was sick of seeing what he saw, and he made 2 subs.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to point out, I was looking at the summary of the game on MLSsoccer.com, and there is nothing in the first half
A match summary, nothing.
until 45, until extra time. Second minute of extra time, Ojeda got his yellow card.
Yeah, and
And
right
then-
after that, we scored.
He scored. So those are
That's
the
what I'm
two
saying,
things.
right?
Those
Like,
are the
yeah.
2 things
Yeah.
that were
Happened.
notable in the first half.
Well, good job, Ojeda. Way to change the momentum of the game, bro.
So yeah, into the second half, they did make some changes.
Our boy, Bobby Wood.
who man,
He did almost nothing, just like he did a lot for us.
Wasn't he worth like $4 million or something like that? Like something ridiculous.
Well, I think we were paying him 2 and or 1.8 or something like that, and then we left him on the. We cut him because his salary was too high.
We didn't re-sign him.
Yeah. Or
Didn't we
I
put
think
him
we
up to
cut
the
him.
draft or whatever? Not the
yeah,
draft.
and then
but
he
the-
went through the re-entry process, and
Yeah.
we were going to sign him at a lower dollar
Yeah.
amount based upon his productivity. And New England's like, we'll take him at that price. So that's kind of what happened.
So yeah, at halftime they Veroni came in for Wood and Harks came in for Kay, and yeah, we haven't mentioned Caleb Porter, who is a coach that I dislike quite a bit.
What does he
He's
have?
kind of
Something
a
to do
sucker.
with Portland? Or
He did
Seattle?
coach at Portland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
did
there
you
you
not know
go.
that?
He did coach
I
in
was
Columbus
like,
too.
dude, man, you hate everything about that place.
I did.
Like,
It's Portland, America's armpit.
wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just
Agreed.
progressive. That's all. Just let them be
Yeah,
progressive.
no, it's not the progressiveness that bothers Brandt.
No.
I think it's more of the voodoo donuts that bothers him.
Voodoo
No,
donuts.
it's the
Mhm.
gum wall.
Oh, the gum
Well, that's
wall.
Seattle. Never mind.
That's
That's
Seattle.
Seattle. Yeah,
Mike's.
that's not Portland.
It's Pike's Place. Oh, wait,
I'm
that's
pretty sure
Seattle,
Portland
too.
just has trees and Subaru Outbacks. Isn't that right?
And camping
No, and-
people
Portland,
camping
Oregon?
under the freeway.
Yeah.
One of the only reasons. Well, you've also got Diego Char.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's good enough to hate everybody.
But I work with people that live in Portland, and they probably never
don't
listen
like
to this,
them
but
either?
if they do, I want them to hear that I say that Portland is America's armpit.
And for all you Portland fans that just turned off the podcast, we do not apologize.
Passive aggressive.
We are not
at all.
apologizing for that.
It's like when you're trying to name your kid and you're like, oh, I don't like that name because of this dude. This guy sucks.
Yeah, I hate that guy. I never named my kid that.
Portland's just
I'm
got
going to
that.
name my daughter Lasenra.
Well, I'm not naming him Chara.
Did you hear that story?
Arsenal, yeah.
Yeah.
Arsenal backwards.
So, get into the second half.
It's like those kids out there named Espen. ESPN.
Oh, yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it doesn't hit any top 10 lists.
No, and we could probably have a whole episode of how to name your kid in Utah.
Oh, Utah County.
No,
There's
then
only-
you
Well,
gotta
we got
spellings.
how many
and
Bryans do we
everything.
have? I mean, that's pretty much Utah County.
And that's the question we should ask in the
Brian
post game.
Joe?
Are we we're low on Bryans.
Yeah, we're low on
We
Bryans.
did. We got
could
rid of
we
one.
could
Mm.
use a few more. So, and there's so many other ways to spell it, right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, second half starts with the subs, and then RSL just kind of
Dude, we almost scored like right off the bat.
yeah, almost right off the bat, as you said, and then we did. Nice build up from Brooke with a shot that self
I know. I wanted him to get that one so bad. I was like, dude, you got it. Then he just.
Oh, he had a night. He was 1-on-1 kind of right.
Yeah. Well,
and it wasn't even.
he had a good chance, and
Didn't he put it right in his chest or something like that?
No, that one went way.
yeah. So he had 2 good chances and didn't take advantage of either one. But I still think he played really well, and I think Quentin did fairly well as well.
This is
You know what I mean?
You could backdoor it. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Julio had that miss in the 52nd where he just pushed it wide.
That was good. That was a good possession, though.
Yeah, he probably could have gone high to the near because Ivacic was cheating. But then Diego, with his shifty moves, earns the corner. And
we're getting close to the goal. Here we go.
Good
Yeah,
job,
just
Diego,
wait on this
with
podcast.
his shifty moves.
Just wait.
And
Just
it was
wait a little bit.
I was actually
We're just
comes off
watching
a
it.
free
real
kick.
quick.
Right?
You can go on to MLSsoccer.com and watch the replay, or you can go to Apple
Who
TV.
did that flick on,
Season
dude? Was
pass.
that Jogo?
No,
Oh, that was
Ojeda.
Ojeda.
Oh, Heda.
Ojeda
Our
did a little
guy.
back
See, he
heel
does it all,
flick.
dude.
Trying to get creative.
Swiss
I think
Army knife,
Ojeda,
bro.
we'll see how the season goes. Chicho is hard to. He's the captain, and he's hard
And
to
he scored
unseat.
17 goals.
It's hard to unseat him as the MVP, but
Right.
Ojeda,
Is definitely the next.
yeah, he is 1A.
Yeah.
So it is a crazy.
Flick on, dude.
I didn't notice that.
Oh, dude. That
And
was
then-
such a cool flick on. And then out of nowhere, the one guy you don't think is going to score on a volley, Philip Quinton, comes out of nowhere and with his off foot volleys it through Nick Lima's legs, and it kisses off his right foot and just squirts into the goal, the opposite end, where where Ivicic has not landed. And it squirts right in, and we're up 2-0.
And then after that,
Yeah, Nick
2-0.
Lima went through his legs. Did you see
Really?
that?
Oh, I didn't
they
see
didn't show it right away, but if you kept watching, all of a sudden on a replay, they were like, "Oh, look at this angle! It hits Nick Lima in between the legs and goes in." Anyway,
So RSL goes up 2-0. And one thing we haven't pointed out is last week against San Jose. San Jose is bottom barrel, bottom of the West. New England is like 13th in the West. They've actually won more games than San Jose.
yeah,
But
and they're
suck.
in the East. They're in the
They
East.
absolutely suck.
Yeah, New England is in the Boston area, and that's why they're East. You said
Yeah.
West, but that's okay.
No, San Jose's in the West.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know my directions.
That's true because you've been on
That's a fair
the
point.
south side forever.
Yeah. I don't, that-
Living on the south side of the
that's
Salt
north.
Lake Valley.
So anyway. So I thought RSL was never really
Oh.
in danger. There's a great
this is
save.
big palm.
But
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it was offside anyway on that.
But Beavers with the big palm. I love that, dude. I am too tall for you to try to chip me. Good try, Veroni.
One thing that I was thinking about as we're watching the game, I thought RSL still turns off a little bit on defense at times. It's hard to be 100% in the game all the time, but I thought they gave New England
Opportunities.
too many opportunities to get back into the game. They had 2 headers, 2 free headers. One went over the bar, which was probably better defended than the second one, which went just past the right post of the keeper. If one of those goes in, then
It's a different game.
Yeah, I think it's a different game.
Yeah.
Because goals change games. But also the mentality. I think our RSL, this game, even though in New England is probably not as good as San Jose,
That's not
This
true.
was retribution.
winning.
They have more
winning,
talent.
Winning helps.
Yeah.
And I think RSL needed a victory, and I think we'll see how it goes. They have struggled with time off. I was totally wrong with the
I know.
League's Cup. I thought that would be a great break for them
Nope.
to integrate
Houston,
these new
man.
players into the team and practice. And then they
Houston messes us up right now. Yeah.
and Houston beat LAFC.
Yeah, that was cool. They kind of have their number lately, but I think with the Revs, they definitely have the talent to put it all together. I think they're fighting Caleb Porter. I don't think he fully has his guys in there yet, and I think once he really gets them there, that team will be better. But
I don't know if he gets that far.
back to your point about casual defending. As the game goes on, you kind of feel invincible. You know how, like, in World War II when they were dropping bombs? I mean, you were there. When they were dropping bombs in London, right? And then the Londoners kind of
The
got that
Blitzkrieg?
stiff upper lip kind of thing. Like, they almost were like, yeah, they're dropping bombs, so what? They're not going to hit me. Like they almost felt invincible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think sometimes RSL gets into that mindset of, like, yeah, they're passing the ball around, but they're not going to score, you know?
And then it's bit him in the butt a few
Yeah.
times.
It didn't in this game, but only by the narrowest of margins, like you said.
So hopefully, great win regardless. And it was also on a great night. Kick childhood cancer, sellout.
A lot of teddy bears.
A lot of
that
teddy
was cool.
bears.
That was cool.
Isn't this like the 3rd teddy bear game we've won in a row?
I think we always win teddy bear games.
Yeah. Because last year we did, and the year before that, I thought.
Yeah, the year before we scored in like the 6th minute or something, right?
Oh yeah.
Remember
super
that?
early. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
And then what's his name? Then he went to
Krylock?
no,
No, it wasn't
It was the
Krylock.
guy before Krylock.
Oh, Cordoba.
Cordoba, yeah.
Cordoba.
Yeah, and then he went to,
And this game,
And he's gone now.
and he's gone. No one knows where he is. You know
I
why?
think he's in Turkey.
Because they overpaid him too early in his career, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
So looking at the stats, New England 57% possession, which when I saw that I thought that seems high, but I went back with my stopwatch. No, I didn't. But to double check,
I still think possession is the weirdest stat we track because it's not accurate.
well,
There's so many
I,
times when the ball
I-
isn't possessed.
I think it's yeah, sure, but I think
It's
it's
dispossessed.
It's just calculating how.
well,
Who holds the ball?
I think there is
Who holds the ball when it goes out for a throw in and both people hit it? The team with picking it up holds it. It's your possession. It's my possession.
They literally say,
it's
okay,
straight up in the air. It's 10 feet in the air. Whose possession
They
is
lose
it?
possession. Click.
Okay, sorry.
They have possession.
I'm off my soapbox. You can carry on with the
I
podcast.
think it is not a very great determiner of who's going to win the game. I don't know if that's a word or not.
Determining factor?
It may or may not determine who wins the game.
Determine, okay.
But usually we have more
was the most
possession.
mag-
But
Anything
usually
you've
we
ever
have
said.
more possession, but some teams, for RSL likes to possess the ball. So when they don't, and then they still get a victory, that's a curious stat.
Well, could this be that I would love to see the possession stat through halftime?
Well, and I think this also plays to a point that we've talked about occasionally. And when RSL plays fast in the attack, we tend to get more shots. Like we had 43% possession, but we had 20 shots and 10 were on goal.
Which is an improvement.
And Ivicic had a couple of really good saves.
He did.
And they only had 8 shots and 2 on goal. And I guess they didn't count the one where they chipped Beavers. Was that not on goal?
That was offside, I think, if I remember right. I think he made the save,
And then they were just like play on, so they didn't count that one.
No,
Anyway.
I think they stopped.
The one he palmed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was off.
So do they count that stat? Because the ref said play on.
No, I think they stopped.
Or did they stop it and kick it?
if I remember
Oh, okay.
right.
No, they didn't.
No, they stopped it.
No, we just watched it. He blocked it, gave the ball up, and then we passed it up.
Anyway, nice argument. So,
I love
Also-
doing this to him.
I know. Block shots, 4 for us, 2 for them. We only had 400 passes. They had 527. The passing accuracy was a little down for us, 81.5. Corners are a 6. Crosses, 5. That's about where you want to see it. 5.
Not unless we're in the Krylock era. If we're in the Krylock
Well,
era, we
good
want
thing
that
we're not.
times 5, and we only want one person in the box.
New England had 14 crosses. I think they were a little more desperate there at the end.
And
They had a
my
couple good
favorite
errors.
stat and yours, expected goals,
Oh, I hate it.
2.7. We should have had at least 3 goals in this game,
Yep.
right? Like anyway. And they were 0.7 for them.
Which is probably pretty accurate. They probably should
have got one. But
So,
we held on.
any other thoughts on the game?
I thought we were
Is
called
there-
for a couple of tight fouls. Like the fouls were a little unbalanced, 13 for us, 8 for them. But, Bazakos does some weird stuff.
Well,
what do you
I
do with that guy?
Well, how did you guys like Mark Zook? Or however you say his name?
Oh, yeah.
We
He
can
came
talk
in late,
about
right?
Late
Came in
the
late.
Subs. Well, not
Came
late.
in for Brooke.
Markson
in the
came in for Brooke, and
62nd.
Hidalgo came in for Brown in the 62nd minute. Crooks came in for Julio and Chang for Luna in the 70th, which I think those subs were pretty telling that Pablo thought this game was ours. He just wasn't afraid to make subs. And Brody came in for his victory lap.
Time
for
wasting.
Catranis in the 82nd minute.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was, time wasting. And then Bazakos even warned Beavers, like, I'll give you a yellow card, young man. He ran all the way back and told him, shook
I
his
saw
finger at
that.
him.
Yeah.
And then he ran all the way back.
Do it.
That's
Do
like
it.
the most empty threat ever. Like, no goalie is ever scared. Oh, what, a yellow card? Oh,
I can't
no.
wait for the day when some ref is just tired of it.
I
And
want
he's
it to
just
happen,
like,
man.
get red card, you're out of here.
Break the ice,
I
man.
warned you like 6 times, dude.
And what other league would be willing to do it other than in Major League Soccer?
Right?
MLS would do it.
And it probably would be, which ref would you think it would be?
Oh,
Oh.
Ted Uncle.
Yeah, Ted would do it. Would Remy Touchon? Who was he the one that gave us? He had like
Remy?
when we had 85
Yeah.
fouls or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if they were mouthing off, then you'd get that one guy that reffed the Portland game. Shoot, what's his name?
Oh.
Ah, dang it.
It wasn't the white guy, was it?
Yeah.
It was the white guy?
He's always talking. And,
Yeah,
and
he
he'll
doesn't-
talk back to the players when he
Yeah.
cards them, too. He's like, shut up. Told you to shut up and play soccer. Like,
That's all
you
I
can
want,
read
man.
his mouth, dude. I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah, no, I thought that was
Here's
funny.
another interesting thing, too. We haven't really talked about, we should knock on wood for this, but we haven't really talked about the officiating this year. There hasn't been too many.
It's been good,
Yeah.
by and
It's
large.
been average.
Yeah, Tyler has not gone on a tirade, so you know.
Other than that offsides call, that was offsides.
Yeah, it's been so
I mean,
So-
I guess he called it right. You
the
all
officiating's been
agree.
so good, he has to nitpick and try and find something. It was an MLS offside. I mean, only his arm and his leg and half his torso.
Dude,
were
you know the way
past
they
the
draw
guy.
lines? You know the way they draw lines?
Rewind it
They're
before he
like-
touched
he's
the
like
ball.
leaning forward,
See, he
leaning
was
back.
onside before he touched the
Don't
ball.
tell me you're good at picking out the VAR on the Premier League.
Oh,
You
they're-
look at them and
they're
they're so
nuts.
tight and they're
Hey,
like
oh,
drawing
no.
lines. And,
Honestly, I'm done with Premier League offsides.
yeah, it's a bit much, isn't it?
It's too much. Like you're ruining. Oh, especially Man United. Oh goodness.
Oh, that was Lucas Spalla. That
It was
the
Zeke or whatever. My guy.
That wasn't who I was
Zeke.
Man United's ruining themselves. But anyway.
Yeah. I
So
love it.
you ask about Mark Zook, I think, and Giogo. Hopefully, we'll see them gel into the team. But Brooke, I like all of them. But
Yeah.
I think that, like with Crooks and Giogo get some, and Mark Zook and Brooke, if these players are players that like to play like Crooks likes to play,
Yeah.
can we figure out a way to take advantage of that? Right now, I think RSL doesn't know what to do with these guys up top.
I think
How
so.
are we going to?
We got to figure it out.
We got to figure it out.
Yep.
I'm telling
Yep,
him. I'm gonna talk to him after the game.
Are there too
I'll fill
many-
him in.
We'll
I'll fill him
talk
in.
to
A
him.
4-2-3-1's not going to be
4
successful.
2 3 1.
Are there just
I
too
don't
many
know- I don't
cooks in
care
the-
if it matters what the
Cooks in the kitchen? Do we-
Modified 4-4-2.
No, Crooks is fine in the kitchen.
Do we need to? Does Luna just? We need to find somebody and sell Luna on.
Nah, dude, Luna's good.
No, I want Luna. Are you kidding me?
Well, I'm
Yeah,
just saying
Luna. I think it's gonna end up like this: Luna, Chicho.
Diogo.
Is Diogo going up top or who's going up top?
I think they're gonna play around with it. I think him and Chicho figure it out. They just switch back and forth whenever they want to and whenever they feel like it. And then Luna covers one side. And I think at this point, I think Mark Zook might end up as the right side, but I think it's Brooke.
Yeah.
If I had to pick right now, I like the way he plays. I like what he brings, his
Crooks
intensity.
goes to the bench.
And Crooks goes to the bench.
So
Till
is
he
there,
figures it out.
is there a formation that brings in Crooks and Luna and all these guys?
No, you can't. We already have 5 guys in attack, right? 4.
Yeah, but when you
4,
think about
3
it,
plus 1.
well, Chicho is uncertain. We don't know if he's actually going to stay healthy for the remainder of the year. So I think
That's
Diogo
the
and
concern.
Chicho are going to definitely not be playing together most games.
So
So
wait,
that's going to
so
open
then-
it up for Crooks to be that center position, Diogo hopefully up top, and not Anderson Julio. Because I think if we have somebody at the very tip that can still have dribbling abilities and
Like
possess
Benji
the ball,
Michel.
yeah. I mean, Michel's a pretty good kind of player. I
He's
mean,
a better dribbler than Julio.
right.
I don't have.
Julio only is going to dribble when he can beat you on speed.
I'd rather have Julio than Michelle.
Really?
I don't think Michelle is going to be.
Well, he hasn't
the impact.
showed much for us yet. I agree with that, but
And there may be, like I said, there may be just too many players. That's
yeah, and
Too
he's
many-
the odd
Crazy to
man out.
think.
yeah.
Wow,
But
Crazy
I
good
do
players.
have a concern that if they can't figure it out, maybe if they can't find a way to keep Matt Crooks starting, or Matt Crooks can't find a way
to keep Matt Crooks starting.
to keep Matt Crooks starting, maybe Matt Crooks isn't here next year.
Maybe Matt Crooks
How's
isn't
that?
Matt
How's that
Crooks.
going to make you feel?
Terrible.
I know
I
because
love
feel,
my Englishman.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
That's all it is. But I do.
That's
I
all
like
it
the way
is.
Matt plays,
Yeah.
and I think they haven't figured it out. So,
So at
Do we
the
wanna
end of
talk
the
about-
day,
want to talk about the? Oh, go ahead.
Standings?
You're going to do the standings.
yeah. So end of the day, LA Galaxy on top of the league. Well, the West. We'll just say the West for now. We'll leave the league for next week. 52 points for the LA Galaxy, who lost in St. Louis. Get it? Lose. Okay, anyway, the LA Black team went to Houston, or Houston went there?
No, Houston
Houston
went there.
Houston went
beat
there,
them
right?
2-0.
Beat them in house. That's nice.
2-0.
Good for them. Houston moved
2
up to
to 0.
7
2-0.
with 40 points. And the Real Salt Lakes, with their win, went to 47 points. The Colorado Rapids hung tight at 44 points.
They beat Dallas, and Dallas just sucks.
Dallas
As
is
well
weird.
they should.
Dallas is weird right now.
They've got that overrated Fiera guy.
Yeah, but the other guy keeps scoring goals. Anyway, so yeah, so right now the playoffs started today. LA Galaxy in first, but they've played 28 matches. LA other team, 25 matches they've played, and they're at 47 points, tied with us on points. So If they lose 2 in a row, we're still tied.
And we don't play next week because of the international window, right?
Yep.
But there are some MLS games next week to
Tide
keep
us
an eye
over.
on. Seattle goes to Columbus. St. Louis, who cares? They play New England. Kansas City and New York, they don't matter. DC, Chicago doesn't matter. But LAFC and Houston.
Oh,
LAFC goes to Houston.
wow.
Wow, they
Next
played
Wait,
back
so
to back.
Houston's going to have
Didn't they
two
do that
home
last
games?
year? They did that last year. They played within 3 weeks of each other.
Yeah.
That's
So
funny.
that's a big game. And then Dallas goes to Vancouver, and Vancouver's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vancouver's in 5th, so they would be the not home
And they just
team.
beat Austin.
And they wouldn't
41
be in
points.
that position without somebody on the sideline waving a towel.
Yep, Kralak himself. And then Portland's at 40 points. They passed Seattle and Houston into 6th place with 27 games played. Houston has the same 40 points with 26 games. And Seattle just outside the playoff line with 40 points as well, but 27 games played.
Some scores over the weekend. Charlotte lost to Atlanta 1-0. Cincy just drugged Montreal 4-1. Columbus beat NYCFC 4-2 after they won the League's Cup, right?
Yep. Last
They
week.
beat
Columbus is on a
LAFC.
tear. They're in 3rd place now. In the
And
East.
Philly beat New York Red Bull, and 2-0. Orlando beat Nashville 3-0. Nashville where's Nashville in the standings?
They're last. in
Honey
the
Mukhtar,
East now.
man. Where's he at?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
26
Nashville
points.
Not having a season at all.
I mean, they're still 26 points, so they're not horrible, but
They're not going to get relegated, but, you know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. They could end up in the USL here pretty quick. DC United 3-1 over Toronto. Vancouver beat Austin 1-0. Miami and Suarez is just the talk of the town, right? That guy's going to win the MVP.
his knees healed up just enough.
Well,
to-
those stem cells are helping.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. The stem cells.
4-1 over Chicago.
Those guys
And we talked
average
about-
2.19 points per game.
Yeah, that's I think
So
the MLS
good.
record I saw is 2.13.
Jeez.
So they could
For a
break
full
that
season.
For a full season. Portland beat Seattle.
Yep.
2 armpits going after each other. And San Jose lost to Minnesota 2-1.
Yeah, San Jose pushed for the game winner. They actually played pretty well, but Minnesota just got 2 goals and one right through the legs of the keeper. The double goal. So it counted for 2, so they won.
Oh, okay.
It's like in indoor when the
That's
girl
good.
scores, you get 2 points. If you play, What is that called? Mixed doubles? No.
Co-ed?
Yeah, that's it.
Go ahead. Mixed doubles. So, RSL's. Oh, and then on Sunday, the St. Louis beat the Galaxy, which was a great turnout for us because it kept the Galaxy from getting too far away. They have 52 points, and we have 47.
Hey, why didn't you guys mention that Corey Rockwell was the AR on that play?
Because I didn't add it.
Oh, it was the other side.
No, those aren't the refs for our
those
game.
weren't accurate. Okay.
No, my apologies.
Okay.
It's okay. You got a lot to do. We don't.
I didn't think
I
we'd
mean-
talk about the refs, and we didn't
Sorry,
until the very end.
Sorry.
okay,
And
man.
I brought him up without
You're
knowing.
you're just a host
my
with the
bad.
most. You know.
My bad.
And then our next game, we got next week off. We go down to Houston, and we're gonna play wonderfully down in Houston.
Yeah, buddy. We're going to bring it to the orange. I think it's orange. I think that's the problem.
Well,
It's the
Glad is
orange.
going to score 2, and he's going to do the grandpa dance.
That would be
Oh,
awesome.
good.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
Actually, I think let's see. Who could ask the question? Since Quinton scored in the last game, who is the odds-on favorite to be the weirdest goal scorer? Not the weirdest, but the most
Unlikely.
unlikely. Thank
Andrew
you.
Brody,
Oh yeah.
because he's going to chip Messi, and then he's going to score one time right off of it.
Well, if we
Against
went with the same lineup as a starter, the starter for me, who would be the strangest to score, would be Brown.
Yeah, that would be. I'd go with Beavers.
Beavers, yeah, probably. Unless it was a stoppage time
No.
goalie comes up thing.
Um,
He is kind of tall.
You think Diogo's going to get his goal? this
Yeah,
game?
I think he's gonna get a goal here pretty quick.
Yeah, we can't call it a
Unlikely?
yeah. Sometimes words are hard. Sorry.
All right, well let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up.
Crawling
Greg.
updates. Yeah, it didn't go very well. Although it kind of did. Crawley was in the EFL Cup. They drew Brighton Hove Albion, which
Wait, that Brighton?
yeah,
They're merged with Hove Albion?
the one
The
that is
Seagulls.
that is second in the Premier League,
Yeah. Well, yeah, go ahead.
and they lost 4-0. But they did leave a mark. They Jay Williams, the captain, came in and did one of his tackles, and I think he needs surgery. But it was unintended. It was unintended. And they did spend $30 million on the guy.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
So I can't remember his name. O'Reilly, maybe. So, yeah,
Oh.
Brighton
Right.
is not happy with Crawley, and who knows? They haven't played in. They're in the same county, and I don't think they've played ever hardly. But then we went on to lose 3-0 to make matters worse in League One play against Barnsley. We're down 3-0 at halftime. I missed the first half getting to the airport, and then I watched the second half in the airport. And they played better, but they also made some subs, kind of changed up the formation. And we tied the second half 0-0, but we still lost 3-0. But a point to point out is that Slonina, the U.S. goalkeeper that used to play in Major League Soccer, played for Chicago, and they
Slonina.
sold him on to Chelsea
Uh-huh.
for
Chelsea owns lots of players.
$485 million. I don't know, like 10 or 12.
It's like, wow, dude.
13.
Jeez.
And he's been loaned out, but he's in Barnsley.
Yeah,
And he got the victory 3-0
over your Crawley.
the Reds from Crawley Town. But I did get after a lot of emails, and I got my game-worn
Yeah, game one jersey.
jersey from Korea Dai, so that's very exciting.
Ooh,
So thank you to all.
long sleeve, just in time for the cool weather.
Yeah, I'm not going to wear it.
Oh. You're not going to wear it? Why not?
Well, I guess it would fit me. It's a fat XL, whatever it is.
X.
But a couple other things, they have been incredibly busy. The window closed at the end of August for England, EFL. They brought in Will Swan. They battled it out with some other teams to get Will Swan, who was a striker with Mansfield United.
Mr. Swan. Oh, wait, her name
And then
was
they also
Swan.
got Bradley Ibrahim.
Mr. Swan and Mr. Darcy.
Oh, that's right.
Mr.
I
Darcy, the goat.
I put this down because they got Bradley Ibrahim. He's a midfielder, 19, on loan from Hertha Berlin, and a former Arsenal Academy player.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
thought
I remember that guy.
Tyler would know all about him. And then they also signed a Nigerian prince. There was
Oh, boy.
Nigerian defender
Oh, boy.
Benjamin Tanamu from the Tanzanian Premier League
Oh, boy.
side of
Singida Black Stars.
Oh, boy.
and also a Nigerian national team player.
I
wow.
don't think
Center
this guy's real.
No.
That was
I
the
think
joke
this is
all across.
I think this is I don't think this guy's real. I think you're being played. Crawley Town, you got to make sure this guy's real.
It took
before.
a while for them.
They got him from Timu.
Well, it took a while for them to bring him in because it was really hard to get all of those gift cards.
Right. You had to get the gift
You had to
cards
go down
all
the
set
gift
up.
cards, and then you had to mail them.
Right.
But
Just text me all the numbers on the back.
what's the three numbers?
Yeah, nickel, so I can scrape it off.
But yeah, there is a joke that they were thinking, that some Nigerian prince or Preston is responding to his spam emails.
Yeah, and they paid him in crypto. So
But
that was good.
supposedly they're trying to get it confirmed, but supposedly they paid like $850,000 US for this guy.
No. It was 850,000 Dogecoins. What was the crypto he was a part of? I forgot.
Yeah, I can't remember.
WAGME?
Yeah, that's the group.
Oh, that's a group.
We're
that,
all going to make it WAGME United. So, but we did win our first two games, and we won the first league game or the cup game, and we'll see how it goes. No one is expecting them to have the season like they did last time. Everybody would be happy with 20th or above.
that means they stay in.
Yep.
Okay.
But the other teams that got promoted, Mansfield and Stockport and Wrexham, I think they're all still at the top of the table, but haven't looked for a while. But we don't have a game Saturday. It's going to be sad because Burton Albion, they had 3+ players called up for international duty.
Oh, wow.
I don't know who. So
and what nationality they were. Well, on that same note, Brighton, the Hove Albion guys, the Seagulls, they played Arsenal, and Arsenal were up 1-0, and then
Did they injure their players?
Declan Rice moved the ball back to where it should have been taken from, and the ref gave him a yellow, and the guy who he moved it back to got to kick him for fun and didn't get a yellow for that.
I saw that.
Did you see that play?
I saw it on
My phone's
Twitter.
broken.
Such a strange play.
I don't know how that guy didn't get a red card.
Yeah, for what he did, he just kicked him really like blatantly and hard.
Yeah, right in the side of the knee.
Yeah.
So
And then he double yellowed Declan Rice, and this is the first red card of Declan Rice's career.
he didn't get a double yellow. He did get an earlier yellow that was really weak.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And
But a
then
second yellow.
yeah, it's like the
Wasn't
ref
two
didn't
yellows
like
on
it.
that one play.
2 soft yellows and he's out.
Couldn't have happened to a better team.
Yeah, I don't know why he
And
gave
then
him.
Arsenal gave up a goal
No way.
right down the middle,
Oh,
right in between the two.
you hate
center
to
backs.
see it.
Yeah, yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
And then I watched.
First it was Man City, now Arsenal.
And I hate, just picking on Man United. It's too easy because
It is. You know what I mean?
When
It's like-
Liverpool comes to town, it's just they just pick on them, dude. I don't know what that is.
You just can't. They know. They know that they're terrible.
The two
they
ports
know-
just arguing about
They
it.
know that
like,
they are making the great dynasty Man United weep
yeah.
every single day they step. Marcus Rashford, he makes us weep. We paid
Like,
so much money for
sometimes
him to
that
do
guy
nothing.
looks like such a stud, and sometimes he looks useless.
Honestly, if you sold him to somewhere, he'd probably should only get like maybe 80 million, maybe, and that's if you're going off of fame.
Yeah,
Because skill wise, like if you put his stats next to like Mitoma
yeah,
from Brighton,
uh-huh.
Mitoma's gonna.
Well, Matoma has dribble stats too, bro.
Oh dude, he's
Yeah,
so good.
that guy's good.
I watched the Man City game, and man, I hate Man City.
I know those
But
guys
Erling
are the
Haaland
worst.
is so good,
He is very,
He's
very,
very
very
good.
good.
and I can't wait for them to get punished. Although Leicester, I think it came out today, Leicester did not get punished.
What?
Did not have any-
Nice, the Foxes.
Did
They
not have
dodged
a
it.
point deduction for their fair play.
Really, that's good.
So I don't know if they're setting up to come back and say, oh, you know what, 10
Nah,
points,
don't worry about it.
10 points to Gryffindor. Man City doesn't get a penny,
But
doesn't get relegated.
Liverpool and Arsenal both look really good. I mean,
Who's coaching Liverpool?
that one guy with the face.
Yeah,
It's not Klopp, right?
no,
No,
Jurgen.
Klopp retired.
Jurgen is.
Yeah.
He's just taking some.
But
time.
Mo Salah said something weird like, "Oh, I guess when I leave, blah blah blah." And you're
Mo
like,
Salah
"What?
got hair transplant. Did you see that?
Is that what he did?
Oh, he got a hair transplant faux show because he had.
He cut it
you know,
so
he was,
short.
He
What
was
was he
back
doing,
there for a minute,
Yeah.
and then the international break or whatever break that
and
they
that's
take.
why he cut his hair so
All of
short.
a sudden, he's got just this nice line, like totally fine, like
Yeah.
David Beckham. All of a sudden, not having bad hair.
I get those emails from Turkey. I don't know how that started. Because
Oh, there
Turkey's
is.
the place to go get your.
Well, yeah, I mean
Turkey, how they
mean,
pronounce it, how
get
they
your
want
it's
it.
blood.
like 2-3K, and then you get plane ticket, return flight, you get hotel, you get food, stay, everything. Everything's included.
What is it?
Hair transplant?
transplants. Turkey, however they want to pronounce their country.
Yeah.
They
They get you a straight
They're
line
known for
right
that
across
kind
the
of
dome.
Really?
You should get into it, man.
Cool. Yeah.
They could totally do it.
Guess
I mean,
what I'm
look,
gonna do tonight?
yeah.
I don't. I would only do it for a mohawk.
But you lose a lot of your bravado. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you are a very good-looking bald guy. You know what I mean?
Stop
Like-
making fun of me, man.
I'm not. I mean,
it's
you're
not fair
so
on
here's
the
thing.
air. I can't.
Since
It can't come back. There's no comeback.
What really
from that.
makes a really good bald guy, besides the shape of his head, is strong eyebrows.
Oh,
like
really?
if your eyebrows are strong,
Should I darken them up too? They're starting to go gray, bro.
hilarious.
I think you
if
need
you
to
just
go-
like darken it like brunette.
You need to get them threaded.
Reddit, yeah. I can hang out with all those ladies.
All right, we done.
Yep.
On that note,
We're done. Thanks for listening. Also, what do you need to do? You need to follow us.
love you, bro.
Love you, bro.
You need to go to Love You Bro.
Wish
What
you
was
would
that
step out
what
from
was
that
the website?
ledge, my friend.
Love you, bro.
LoveYouBroProject.org.
Go there.
Help
But
Joe
also-
out.
Follow us on all the social media. Like and do all the stuff Brendan wants you to
just
do.
go to Reddit, man.
Yes.
Talk some crap on us
Yeah.
so I can read it and giggle.
And with that, we'll say good night.
We hope you have enjoyed this episode of the RSL Random Fan Podcast. Join Brandt, Tyler, and Brennan every week wherever you get your podcasts. Share with your soccer-loving friends, download, subscribe, rate, and follow. You can find them on Twitter at RSL Random Fan and at RSL Random Fan Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. You can also reach out via email at rslrandomfanpodcast@yahoo.com. Thank you for listening.